Hey y'all, welcome to the Wild Garden Farms kitchen. We are continuing on with the theme of spring cleaning today by making a Cleavers tincture. The herbs and the weeds that are coming up right now that are so good for helping our bodies to clean everything out from those heavy winter meals, the hibernation, the keeping everything in, kind of low energy. We're ready to warm up to get everything moving and pumping again and flowing, and Cleavers is the perfect herb for that. So I went to my friend Molly's house this morning and harvested, let me show you, Cleavers! When I was harvesting them, I was making sure I didn't bruise them too much, but they do come up really nicely, and being Cleavers, they stick to your body, they stick to each other, they stick to your clothes, so they're pretty easy to harvest. So because they have tiny little hairs that stick to everything, you have to clean them a little bit. So just take out any stems or dirt or any other plants that get kind of caught up with the Cleavers. And let me show you what they look like. They have these whorls. Now I harvested these a couple hours ago, so they're kind of folding in a little bit, but you can see the hairs. They literally stick to you, but always be sure that you know what you're harvesting. So I'm just gonna chop these Cleavers, rough chop, because I'm gonna put them in the blender. So like I said, Cleavers are fantastic for moving the lymph, for getting the lymph fluid circulating. They are a fantastic spring tonic that is full of chlorophyll. So I'm just gonna roughly chop these and put them in the blender. Cleavers purify your blood. They are a diuretic, again, helping to move the fluids in your body around and out. They help to treat UTIs and bring relief from UTI symptoms. They help with kidney stones, with inflammation of the kidneys and inflammation of the prostate. And they help with swollen glands, such as with tonsillitis, to keep everything moving. Cleavers are nice and juicy, and you really want to harvest them fresh and make medicine from them fresh. You're going to get the most benefit from it when that juice, that life force of the Cleavers is in the medicine. So something I did not do first was weigh the blender. So we're going to need to know the weight, and this is the way I'm making tincture. I'll talk about a different way to make it in a second. I've got my bowl. I'm going to tare it. All right, so that's at 0. So let's weigh these clumps of Cleavers I have in here. All right, so this is 9.65 ounces. So what we're gonna do is take that 9.65 and double it. All right, so 9.65, I'm gonna add a little bit more Cleavers in here. All right, I've got some extra Cleavers. That should take it to about 10 ounces. And then we're gonna multiply that by 2. So 10 ounces of Cleavers, fresh Cleavers by weight, 20 ounces of alcohol by volume. This is 100 proof. It is 50% alcohol. So I'm going to go to 20 ounces of vodka here. All right, so I've got 10 ounces by weight of Cleavers. I've got 20 ounces by volume of vodka. A lot of people with fresh Cleavers will try to get the highest alcohol content possible, making for a stronger tincture. And I have been just liking to keep them affordable and easy. So I am using just Smirnoff 100 proof vodka. We're getting the benefits of the alcohol, and we're also getting the benefits of the water soluble constituents as well. So I'm gonna take this. It doesn't look like much, you guys. The vodka is only up to here, but this is a really juicy plant. So I'm gonna blend it gently, and we're gonna get all that goodness out. All right, so I blended it up. It blends quite nicely. You have to blend it a couple times, a couple pushes down, but you can really feel when it catches and everything starts to blend smoothly. All right, so the last step is to pour into a mason jar. So this looks so beautiful and green. And I know that all those medicinal components are just going to be infused right into that vodka. All right, I'm gonna make sure to get it all out. Usually 10 ounces weight, 20 ounces liquid Fills a quart-sized mason jar perfectly. Look at how gorgeous that is. So beautiful. So I have this tincture. I'm gonna put a lid on. I'm gonna put a label on there for 6 to 8 weeks from now. I don't even know what the date is today. I'm gonna go look. And then I'm gonna put on the label the finish date. And that makes it so much easier than trying to do the math by putting today's date on there. This tincture, I'll let sit and macerate and infuse for 6 to 8 weeks, and then I'll strain it out using like a nut milk bag, or if you have a fruit press, that works perfectly. I'll store it in a dark colored jar in my apothecary, and I'll save this Cleavers tincture for any time I need some lymph support. I really love combining it with other lymph herbs, such as poke root in small amounts, red clover, echinacea, calendula. It's great to have these lymph movers when you feel bloated, when you can tell that stuff just needs to move. After you've been sick, you're ready to clear that debris out of your body. It is super helpful. My teacher, Slicky, would say it is the roto-rooter of the lymph system. So what a beautiful, powerful, important spring tonic to have around. A note on tincture making. I like to do it this way with fresh plants. Usually it's 1 to 2, so 1 part by weight and then multiply by 2, and that is your part by volume. You also could gently chop some of the cleavers and put it in a jar and cover it with alcohol. That is a totally fine way to do it as well. And then you can also do it where you measure the weight, 1 to 2, and then use almost 100% alcohol, which would be the strongest preparation. But I like using vodka. I like using Smirnoff. It's like 10 times distilled and filtered, and it's 50%. So you get the 50% vodka, all of the beneficial components that are extracted into the alcohol, and then you get the 50% water. So all those beneficial components that are extracted out into water. So I'm gonna put a lid on this. I am gonna label it with the finish date, which is 6 to 8 weeks out. I'm gonna store it in a cool, dry place, and I'll shake it maybe like once or twice a week. And when it's ready, I'll strain it out and store it in another jar in a cool, dark place again, and use it when I need to for incredible lymph support and as a beautiful spring tonic. So have fun playing with the wild plants that are growing up all around you right now. This is the time to start making medicine from fresh plant material. I'm so happy to have the juiciness, the aliveness, the energy back from these spring plants. It was time. So get out there and play, and I'll see you next week.